Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Versatility Podcast. I'm your host, Juelz, and we're back. It's been 2 weeks, I think. Let me check. I think it's been 2 weeks. I think it's been 2 weeks. I would have had one for you last week, but I had technical difficulties. So, but I'm here. I'm here now, and I'm a, I promise you I'm gonna get these videos out. Just gotta figure out my life. Man, dude. Scheduling is really something else. But I hope everybody else is doing really well right now. As y'all can see, well, if you're watching this on YouTube, your boy he got a he got a he got a cut. Oh my gosh. Yes, sir. All right. And my left side, I've grown, y'all see me growing some, you know what I'm saying? Well, my left side is better than my right side. Yeah, my left side is better than my right side. But we getting there, it's all a part of growing. I'm only 20, I feel like once I hit about like in between 24 and 26, that's when like it's gonna be a full beard. And then I be telling my friends, I'll be like, hey, I might just like go bald. And they be like, bro, why you going bald so quick? Like, that early. And I'm like, well, my hairline is already as far back. Like I might as well just, like cut it off eventually, right? Once I get this. Cause I'm not gonna be like Richard Jefferson and just be clean everything. Like, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. I feel like I'm gonna look like a naked mole rat or something. Like, like I'm good on that. Like I like my facial hair. So once that fully grows in, y'all might be seeing Michael Jordan Jew or Kobe Jew. I don't know, bro. Like, or I feel like a lot of like middle-aged black people have that look, like just bald up top and then the full beard. And it works. I know this guy who's like 24, 26. He has that, and it works for him. He just wears a cap a lot. Cap. But he wears a skull cap a lot. And then it fits him. It looks really nice too. So but yeah, again, I hope everybody's doing really well today. As y'all can see, I got some new different jerseys up today. Well, different jersey. I got the D Wade right there. Shout out my older brother Justin. That was his birthday present from he was on a past episode, if y'all remember him, Justin. He got this, I think it was for his like 10th or 11th, 12th birthday. It was one of those because back he used to be a really big Miami Heat fan. Um but to be honest, he wasn't like because he was in the sports, but he wasn't at the same time. Justin was like the fan of whoever was like the best team at the time. Like he was that type of fan. And back then he like D Wade and stuff like that. So they got him a jersey. And yeah. So and now I'm using it because it's not like he don't watch basketball or barely even watches football now. So I just keep the jerseys and I'm trying to make my jersey collection move up a bit. And y'all see today, y'all know it's a big day today, right? Hopefully I can get this out before I go to the game, but I got the Giannis jersey on. It's do or die tonight. We'll talk about that more later. And also look in the back. Y'all see it? Y'all see it? Hold on. Let me show y'all what I got. Shout out my little brother. He got me this. But yes, sir, man. It's still wrapped up. I got this on my birthday, April 26th, by the way. Ooh, muscle shine. But yeah, so here's, Kobe, and then with Gigi, and it's, for those of y'all who can't see it, hopefully y'all can hear me because I know the mic's pretty far back. But it's, Kobe Bryant, 1978 to 2020, and then it says, "Thank you for the memory." So shout out my little brother Joe. He bought this for me off of Amazon. If y'all want some good portraits and stuff like that, or like stuff to hang up portraits and all that, then please get it off of Amazon. My little brother showed me like there's a whole bunch of good stuff to hang stuff up and stuff like that. He actually just what did he do? He actually just what am I trying to say? He just rearranged his whole room and stuff with a whole bunch of stuff he bought off of Amazon off his little paychecks and stuff like that. And he's only 13. So, if he can do it, I'm pretty sure the rest of us can do it. But all right, so let's get into some stuff right now. All right. So first things first. So, well, I'm gonna start with this. So, the NCAA now cannot stop student athletes from receiving enhanced education related benefits. Um, and this was in a 9-0 Supreme Court ruling. This was last week. So that includes like, so basically this is like, like I said, education related stuff like computers, musical instruments, study abroad, paid internships, and the amount for these paid internships is not capped, because before then, these internships, like, they would cap the amount of money that they can get in these paid internships. So now the NCAA cannot block that, which is a really big thing, and that kind of pisses me off a bit, because you're preventing people who actually want education related benefits, like who actually take care. No, let me back up. You're preventing people who actually want to further their education and stuff like that from actually furthering their education and their like extracurricular stuff even more. That is a bunch of BS. I understand that they want to stop colleges from giving too much money to student athletes so that they can, stay, especially at the bigger universities and stuff like that. But come on now, bro. You stopping them from getting money for computers and all that type of stuff? Yeah, yes, they can potentially have like a full ride and stuff like that, but there are other things that need to be paid for, like besides tuition and room and board and stuff like that. There's so much other stuff. Now, granted, I do have some friends that told me that they get like what are these? It's not like a stimulus, but like it's like a pension or something like that. Student athletes do get this at certain schools and stuff like that, but that's not for everybody. And then still at the same time, they have other things that they have to pay for and stuff like that. So the fact that they were barring them from getting stuff like musical instruments and computers, would actually want to perfect things and get better at things, is not related to whatever sport that they play, especially if they're not even on scholarship. Like that is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. And I understand back in the day it's a bit different, but come on now. Rules are meant to be changed after a while. I think we get really caught up in traditions and stuff like that, especially in like families and stuff like that as well. Like we like, hey, this is tradition. This is something we doing from generation to generation, generation to generation. Okay, but as the world changes, it's okay for you to change. It's okay for you to change what you have done for so long. It doesn't have to be a complete 180 on it, but it can be modified at the very least. I think, yeah, modified or improved to fit what's happening now, especially in today's age, going back to the NCAA, where, social media and like the way we market things and stuff like that is really big now. And this leads me to my next topic about how, the NCAA has finally ruled that students can now make money off of their name, image, and likeness. Ain't that something? Took them long enough. It really did take them long enough. And this reminds me of when I think it was Tim Tebow who said that he does not agree with the fact that they'd be able to make money off their name, image, and likeness, or it was just based off of like that students would be able to offer them money in general. I mean, that the colleges would be able to offer the student athletes money in general, because he's like, the college experience is enough. But at the same time, we know not everybody makes it to the the league. So all these other kids, or like, injuries happen and stuff like that. So they're not specifically getting money from the universities, at least from my estimation, from my from my understanding of the situation, but they be able to make money off of like shoe brands, or let's say they're selling their jersey. Like you're selling someone's jersey with their name on it or their number on it, which signifies that, their name is, that's their jersey. So they'll be able to make money off of that, or whenever they use them in promotions and Instagram posts or all that type of stuff. Like now they can get money off that, because the NCAA has been making bank. Like I'm talking about moolah, baby, on these kids, and they're not seeing a dime of it. Coaches are making $5.1 million coaching for some of these universities, and these kids ain't making nothing. Not at all, especially these star-studded kids. Like Let's say Cade Cunningham for the last year. He's the biggest prospect in college and stuff like that. He couldn't make any money off of that. Or we could go back to the year um prior. Um think about wait, wait. Who just who the heck was just not LaMelo Ball because he went overseas. But dang, actually, bro, who the heck was the last big prospect? I can't 2020 class. Well, who was class 2020 again? LaMelo Ball, Obi Toppin, or Anthony Edwards. Well, he didn't. I don't think that's a good example. Let's go back to the year before because I know a lot of people from the year before. Zion Williamson or John Morant. Like, do you know how much money those two could have made off their name, image, and likeness in 2019? They could have made bank. They could have made so much money. And that's just bogus. Like, I like to put it lightly, like that's just bogus. The fact that they couldn't make any money off that, and the college students and the colleges are making tens of millions and hundreds of millions of dollars off of them, and then I get a dime. Think of back when Lonzo Ball was like super big. Like how much money he could have made off of that. LaMelo Ball, the main reason why he didn't go to college was because he already had a shoe. And you can't make money off of your own name, image, and likeness. Just think about that. You're a student athlete and you have a shoe, and people are actually buying the shoe. You go to college and they say, nah, we can't play because you're making money off of your own. Not off of them, but you're making money off of your own name, image, and likeness. So we cannot let you in. We want you to be a broke college student, basically, or we'll give you the full, the full scholarship. But you're not allowed to make money at all off your own name. That makes absolutely no sense. That makes absolutely no sense at all. And I'm glad that they finally changed it. Imagine like people like JJ Redick back in his Duke days. Man, he would have made some bank. Hold on, I have some more that I wrote down also. Imagine Michael Jordan back in his North Carolina days. I don't think he would have made as much because streaming and all that stuff wasn't as popular as it was then. But just him, JJ Redick, Zion, Lonzo. I said before, like just think about how much money they could have ended up making, man. It's crazy. They're not giving them a paycheck, but if you use their name, image, and likeness, you gotta give them money. Like, come on, man. As much as we love the monetization of things in the U.S. and getting our paydays, the fact that we love making money off of our kids without having to give them anything back. Oh, they're too young and stuff. Okay, we got to teach them how to handle their money. You have to guide them on how to handle their money and stuff like that. Then I understand that the cons of this is like, okay, what are these kids going to be using this money on? Like, well, what if there's an imbalance in the type of money that has been given out? Okay, we get that, but at the same time, at least they're able to make money off of themselves. You have to. That's why, like I said before, you have to help teach these kids how to use their money and stuff like that. And if they make the mistakes, then fine. Then they'll just have to bounce back and learn the hard way, just like the rest of us do all the time. Just like when these kids first get into the NBA or NFL or MLB and all that type of stuff. Damn, you think about the MLB, they make a lot of money too. Not the MLB, but like the NCAA off of baseball too, or soccer, or lacrosse, or all this other stuff, all these volleyball. Like there's so much to this, but these kids, they have to learn the hard way on how to make their money because when they get to the league, I mean, it's gonna be the same issue. Like they don't know how to spend their money, even though somebody told them. Like they have to learn the hard way. They have to make that decision for themselves to actually spend their money in the right way. So either way, I think this is long overdue. A lot of other ex-college players were like, finally, even Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he played in college back in like 1960s. I think it was sometime in the 60s because he won the championship with the Bucks in 1970. Was it 71? It was 71, I think, actually. So, it's long overdue. I'm glad that they finally changed the rule. And you know what? We will see what happens in the future. But it's gonna be definitely a learning process. And the first 2 years are probably not gonna be pretty, to say the least. But eventually, they'll get it together because due process. Not every rule is gonna be automatically the greatest rule ever, but in the long run, it can end up being very beneficial and work out very well. People are always going to try to exploit the system as well, but again, it's just a part of it. So the last thing for the news today, I didn't even say it was news today at the beginning, but y'all know the deal. Y'all listen to this enough. One thing that I've been seeing as I've been driving, I work at DoorDash. I make my money throughout with doing DoorDash and stuff like that, going around, delivering food and stuff like that. And one thing that you got to pay attention to as a DoorDash driver is gas prices, because you don't want to be spending a lot of money, and you want to make sure that you're making enough money on your day that the gas prices, that when you pay the gas, like, it's not going to be as much, or you want to make sure you get a excuse me, you want to make sure that while you're door dashing, that you go to the gas station with the best prices, and you want to make sure that you're making enough money in that day. What am I saying? You want to make sure that you make enough money in that day so that when you pay for that gas, it's not going to be enough to where it dents your account or that money that you made that day too much. And one thing that I've been noticing is that these gas prices, first of all, they're getting outrageous in the first place. I've seen so much BS, because I remember last year, especially when the pandemic first started, it was the gas money was down as much as 99 cents, because nobody was driving like that. Everybody was, in lockdown and stuff like that. So nobody needed to drive as much. Whereas now, everybody's starting to drive much more because everybody's starting to come out the house more. So I've seen the gas prices rise for the last year and some change. And it went from 99 cents last year, and I want to say last year in March, April, to now it's like $3 here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And actually at some places it'll be like $2.89. Other places it's $3.29. Now granted, usually you would assume that these prices would be higher in more, uppity areas, suburban areas and stuff like that. And you would assume the lower prices would probably be the hood or other impoverished areas. I've noticed that it is the opposite. I go to a city, city or county, whatever. Either way, I go to this area called Brookfield. Prices are not that high. I say $2.79, $2.89. I go in the inner city of Milwaukee, it's like $3.39, $3.29, $3.39. And I'm just thinking to myself, why is this? Why is this like that? Or I go downtown. Downtown is actually pretty high though, still, I think. But I go to Mequon, which is further up north. It's like Milwaukee, Brown Deer, Mequon. And the prices are like $2.99, $2.89. And I'm just racism? What is this? Why is it like that? Why would you have the prices that are higher in the impoverished neighborhoods? They're already, majority of the time, struggling to already live at that, and they don't really have the money to pay for gas all the time and stuff like that. Whereas people who live in these more uppity areas like Brookfield, Wauwatosa, this is speaking from Milwaukee people and Wisconsin people, and Mequon, where else? Cudahy, or all those type of places. Why is that? Now I could be wrong, and I could just be seeing different places. I mean, just been at the wrong gas stations and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, from what I see, these prices are much lower in these higher income areas versus the lower income areas. That's the words I was trying to get. Higher income versus lower income areas. And that is ridiculous. I'm sorry. It just really is. You hate to see it. You really do like hate to see it because they're not gonna drive all the way out to Brookfield, Cudahy, or Metquan to get gas. That's extra gas that they're wasting on the way there and after they get the gas on the way back. That's just extra. It's too much. It's doing too much. And even me, I've been thinking of myself on my way home because I live in Brown Deer, which is like right in between Mequon and Milwaukee, as I said previously. And I'm like, I don't feel like driving all the way out to these super higher income areas to get gas. Like, that's just not me. Like, I'm not doing all that. That's extra. That's more gas that I'm wasting on the way there and on the way back, as I said previously. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. That's a bunch of bull, though. It really is a bunch of bull. Like that is just ridiculous. So, yeah. But moving on, we'll get into sports real quick. Probably, I think y'all could tell I'm really big on sports. You see the jerseys, the Kobe thing. Oh, I just noticed I put my portrait right under my Kobe jersey. Okay, that's besides the point. But so I don't know if y'all saw, but the Suns made it to the finals. They beat the Clippers 4-2. I'm happy for him. CP3 finally can potentially give himself a ring. This is his first time in the finals. This is also Devin Booker's first time in the finals, and DeAndre Ayton's first time in the finals, and Malik Bridges' first time in the finals, and Cam Johnson. And man, my goodness, who on that team has actually been in the finals? Oh, Jay Crowder, because he went last year. Wow, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is really crazy. But they beat an injured and banged up Clippers team who was missing Kawhi Leonard and Ivica Zubac. And the Clippers fought. They fought. They really did fight. They fought very hard. I think that next year the Clippers are in prime position to win. If it wasn't for some free throws that Paul George missed, even though he's one of my favorite players, but you got to hit those free throws. If he didn't miss those free throws, and if they weren't so freaking tired, they played 19 games in 40 nights, I think. That is insane. That means every game for 39 straight days was you only got one break, 1 day of break, 1 day of rest, and then 1 game of play. 1 day of rest, 1 game of play. 1 day of rest, 1 game of play. I think, in my opinion, I think that played a factor as to why Kawhi Leonard ended up getting hurt. I think that played a factor into why Ivica Zubac ended up getting hurt. He never gets hurt. He played like for 2 straight years. He didn't miss a game until this year in the playoffs at that. And, it'd be like that. But, not CP3, but Paul George balled his butt off. He did what he had to do. He really did. He really did do his thing. People are still going to criticize him because he's 6 for 15 in the last game, but he ran out of gas, man. Clippers team ran out of gas. Reggie Jackson, he didn't have it anymore left in the tank either. The only person that really showed up was Marcus Morris yesterday. He just had the most left in the tank than everybody else. Because nobody else really balled out. Everybody was tired. Oh, DeMarcus Cousins, he played a pretty good game too. He was getting killed on the defensive side of the ball though. But they did what they had to do. They did enough. They'll be back next year. Kawhi should. I don't see a reason as to why Kawhi Leonard should leave. He's going to be a free agent because I think he's probably going to decline his player option. It's going to be like 30 plus mils, like 35 mil or something like that. He's probably going to decline his player option and potentially probably resign, especially with the fact that he's pretty injury prone. I just saw on my phone earlier that the Mavs and the Heat are going to try to get Kawhi Leonard, which will be interesting. If he goes to the Heat, he's probably going to run the 4 and Jimmy at the 3. If he goes to the Mavs, he's probably just going to run a 3. Luka at the 1, Tim Hardaway at the 2, Porzingis at the 4, or you put Porzingis at the 5 and put like Maxi Kleber at the 4. I don't know. Either way, it's gonna be very interesting to see what he does. I don't see why he should leave again because the Clippers played their butts off. If Kawhi was there this year, they probably would have swept the Suns. I'm just gonna keep it a beam, or would a gentleman swept them? Because if they went 6 games and Dana almost lost those first 2 games, if it wasn't for Paul George, just again he was running out of gas and some other mistakes too. Oh, Cameron Payne, he was out of bounds in one of the. And I think that was game 4. It was game 4. Campaign was actually out of bounds, and they didn't call it. It was out of bounds off of him, and they didn't call it. And it should have been Clippers ball, and then they would have iced that game. You know, things just didn't go their way. Again, they ran out of gas. It's cool at the end of the day. CP3 got to his first finals. I'm happy for him. I really wish they could have made it. I really wish that my boy Paul George could have made his first finals appearance. He'll be back next year. I feel like next year, no injuries. In my opinion, I don't think there's going to be as many significant injuries, especially because it's going to be a more laid out schedule because it's going to be like the normal schedule. So it won't be as much injuries, in my opinion. Everybody's gonna get enough rest because season's gonna start in late October, early November. Training camp starts in like August or September or something like that. Because September is when they do. Can't speak. September is when they do the preseason. Damn, or October. No, it's October. They start like early October. It's like the preseason. But we shall see what happens. It's going to be very interesting. I hope the Clippers keep majority of people on the squad because, again, I think they can run it back. I think next year, like I said, like I was saying before, with no injuries and stuff like that, it's probably going to be a Lakers-Clippers finals. Conference finals. Lakers-Clippers or maybe the Nuggets because they'll have Jamal Murray back. Everybody's going to come back healthier. Everybody's going to continue to improve because they got a really young squad. Suns, they could potentially win a championship, so who knows? They might come back better if they don't get complacent because they still definitely can make moves or continue to improve their talent. Because I don't know if they're beating that fully healthy Lakers or a fully healthy Clippers squad. We shall see what happens, though. Moving on to the next thing. Y'all see the jersey I got on, man. Y'all see what happened to my boy. Giannis got hurt. He should probably have an ACL or NCL sprain right now or tore it. But that man is a Greek god, apparently. And his knee bent 30 degrees the wrong way. And somehow he has no ligament damage. This happened in game 4 for those of y'all who didn't pay attention. That sounded rude. For those of y'all who didn't see. And he is officially out for game 5. Which is tonight at 7:30 Central Time. It sucks. It really does suck. But, on to the next one. Next man up. Somebody got to ball out. Somebody got to do what they got to do. Drew, Middleton, Brooke, PJ, Michael Budenholzer. What are y'all going to do? Your best players out. You saw what the Hawks did without their best player. They won. They killed y'all, actually, even when Giannis was still in. But I think Giannis he was on his way to having a monster game. Like, he was doing his thing. Like, he was balling the mess out. And if I feel like if he didn't get hurt, we probably could end up winning that game. We would have came back because when he got hurt, they just went up 2 points because he tried to block an alley-oop from Capella, but Capella hit it. So we will see. We'll see what happens. But y'all got to step up. People are calling Chris Middleton the Batman. I think I talked about that last podcast. It's time for him to prove it because Batman show up. No matter who's injured, no matter who's not there, Batman make it happen. Drew, you balled out in game 1, game 2, a little bit in game 3 too also. But now we need you to score, bro. We need you to score. I know you get like 10, 11, 12 assists, but we need you to score. We need you to drop 30. We need you to drop 28. We need you to do something. Middleton, I need you to drop 28, 38, something like that. Like you gotta do that. You gotta score. You gotta show up. Brooke, get your big self in the paint, bro. Michael Budenholzer, use your players right. Have an actual offensive scheme, offensive game plan. Use real offensive sets. You got to do something, man, because this is your job is on the line, Michael Budenholzer. And if we lose, you're gone, which I would be ecstatic about. But I don't want to go out like this at the same time. But I also got $50 on the line. I bet my cousin Jalen, he was on one of the first original podcasts, podcast 3 and 4, if I'm not mistaken. I bet him that the Bucks, if they make it to the finals, that I get $50 for him, but I lose $50 if we, lose. So I'm like, dang. Well, if we lose, Budenholzer gets fired. If we win, we go to the finals, then I get to keep $50 and get more $50. And I'm about to actually go out of town, so I kind of would like that $50. You know what I'm saying? Or I can put it in my bank account and then keep my check. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens. Man, but I really want to go to the finals, bro. Oh man, I've waited a long time, and if we lose in 6 again in the conference finals to a depleted Hawks team who is not better than us, even without Trae Young, they are not that much better than us. Even without Giannis, they're not that much better than us. There's no reason why we should lose this. If we had a better coach, we would have won in a sweep. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind. But he does not run offense good enough. The adjustments are just not there. And also, we came out lackadaisical as hell in game 4 and in game 1. If we would have never came in lackadaisical like that, we would have won games 1 and 4. And then even if Giannis gets hurt, we got all this rest until July 8th, which will be the NBA Finals. So get y'all stuff together and pull out this win, man. I want Bud fired, but if we can win a chip this year, it ain't going to get much easier after this year. It's not going to get much easier. The Nets are going to be back. The Sixers are probably going to end up making some moves. Ben Simmons is probably going to end up not being on that team, or at the very least, he's going to be much better than he was this year. Celtics, I have a new coach. The Hawks are going to be better. The Knicks are going to be better. The Knicks could potentially land a Kawhi Leonard or something like that. So this is our best chance to win, or maybe a DeMar DeRozan. Who knows where he can end up going, because he's a unrestricted free agent. So, we got to do what we got to do. There's no reason why we shouldn't win tonight. We got better players. Players on max contracts, Drew and Middleton. Do what y'all what y'all got paid to do, man. And that's all I really got to say, man. That's all I really got to say, man. Do your job. Do your job, man. Do your job. So, yeah. Yeah, man. My goodness. Yeah, so I think that's about all I have for this podcast. I think this is only probably like 35 plus minutes, something like that. Just a shorter one. We're going to get more guests on here again. It's more of a scheduling thing at the moment. Hopefully I get a famous person on here. Y'all know I know a few people who got a little clout to them. So hopefully we get them on there, have some really good conversations, especially when I go back to school. The plan is to get different people on here and really get some really good conversations going. Until then, y'all got me. I think I talk pretty well, right? So, if y'all got any questions, got any feedback on different things and stuff like that, put it in the comment section below on the YouTube, or hit up our Instagram and stuff like that, the Versatility Podcast Instagram, or you can hit up my personal Instagram, stuff like that, message me and all that fun stuff. Again, thank all y'all for the support, for real, man. Like, I really do appreciate it. Like, we're still building. We still building, man. We still building. Trust me, I'm going to talk about more stuff than just sports, too, especially when I get more people on here. I got so much stuff planned for y'all. Like, for real. Like, I really want to do this for real. Just give me time, man. I'm only 20, but, we going to get this stuff cracking out. We going to crank that stuff out, all right, man? So again, I appreciate every single last one of y'all. Especially appreciate y'all that made it to the end of this podcast. I really do. I really do. I really do appreciate all y'all that stick through these episodes. For those of y'all who really said that I'm really doing well with this right now. I really do appreciate every single last one of y'all. And you know what? I'll catch y'all on the flip side. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go to the plaza tonight. Hopefully we get this dub tonight, man. If y'all see me on the big screen or TV, say what's up, film me, to show me like, hey, that's that boy Juelz. Juelz. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll be singing the song. Who knows? Maybe I'll sing the national anthem. Looking at. But yeah, I really appreciate y'all. Y'all be easy, stay safe, and do y'all thing, man. Stay blessed, stay safe, stay prosperous, and stay great. All right? Be great. All right. Peace out.